Hey guys, this is Liv from Liv's LuLaRoe Boutique here in Savannah, Georgia. Today I am going to be talking about time management. This is something that I super struggle with. So I am going to share the things that I have learned today in a training and hope that we can implement these things together and that can help all of us. So the very first thing you need to do is to get a calendar. Get a calendar. So the LuLaRoe has a fabulous calendar for the 2017 year, and I suggest that you get that. It has the spread, the 2-page spread of, the 1st through the 30th or what have you. And then it has, after that, is the daily, the daily weekly breakdown with a blank spot. Anyway, and it has all sorts of other fabulous stuff in it, and I absolutely love it. I'm at the end of my 2016 calendar and ready to jump into my 2017 calendar. I'm super excited. So, use the calendar, but the first thing you're going to do, and I find this to be super awesome, is to do a brain dump. Every Sunday night, get out a piece of paper and write down everything that you can think of, and like just anything that needs to happen that week. Honestly, I would just write everything. Just as your brain just thinks about something, I would just dump it into this thing. I also keep a small notebook with me because I tend to get super distracted. And so I keep a small notebook next to me, and if I think of something, instead of jumping around, I will just write it down. But the key is, next, once you make the brain dump on Sunday night, on a sheet of paper, then you need to put dates next to it. And that's where I falter. You need to put dates so you have those action items. Put dates next to all of those items so you know when those things need to happen, when they need to get done. I'm looking over at my notes, so that's why I keep looking over. The next thing you're going to want to do is put check boxes by them. This is really important, especially for those of us who are very goal and action oriented. So check boxes are a visual, a visual reminder of yeah, I just accomplished something and that's rad. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to put them in the planner under that individual day. Now that's going to go in your weekly planner. What you're going to use for your blanket calendar, we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but in that weekly planner, you're going to put that action item on that list. Let's say you need to do some hostess coaching for your your party that's happening in 2 weeks. Maybe you need to print out some invitations and drop those in the mail to her or drop them at her house. Maybe you need to do your inventory. Maybe you need to, do these things. And it doesn't just have to be with LuLaRoe. Like for me, it's like, oh, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, therapy, Wednesday, scouts, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is swim team. So, just all those different action items so that you can really schedule those in so you know what you're doing. The next thing you're going to do is prioritize them. A, B, C, and D. A being the most urgent, A and B being the most urgent. And so if you have some A's and B's and C's and D's in one day, you know that you're going to get those A's and B's done first. Maybe the C's and D's can be moved to the next day. Maybe the C can be moved to maybe a day or two, but maybe not any further than that. Maybe the D is like, well, if I don't get it done this week, it's not super essential. And that's going to be like, I can't even think of what that could be right now, but just make sure that you're being really realistic about, I wouldn't put off anything that's going to be super important that has a deadline, like ordering, getting bags, hostess coaching, anything like that. For your blanket calendar, what you're going to do is just put the names. So if you have, for instance, my son has autism, so he has therapy 4 days a week. 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. He has occupational therapy as well as ABA therapy. So I would put Tristan, 2 p.m. on Monday, 2 p.m. Tristan, 4 p.m. on Tuesday, Tristan, 4 p.m. Friday, 9 a.m. Saturday. And I would just put the date, or I would just put the time and the name. And then I have pop-ups 6 days a week. So I would say, Amanda, Monday, 5 p.m. And then I have my outfit sales. I have my outfits on my live sales. Tuesday is my outfit sale. Thursday is my live sale. So I'd probably do Tuesday outfit, Friday live, Saturday I do hostess parties. So I would probably say 10 a.m. Angie, 2 p.m. Crystal, 5 p.m. Cynthia, or whatever. Okay, so I know I can have a visual reminder. My computer just timed out. a visual reminder on that blanket calendar. That's your whole spread. That's when you open it up and you see your 1st through the 30th. And so you can see like a visual of like where your blocks of time are. Then you are going to highlight what has been accomplished. Again, it's check boxes, it's highlight. What I would do with that brain dump sheet, I would just paperclip that to that week. And then I like to, I don't know, it's just me, like I like having lots of lists that I can just cross stuff off so I can have I'm really action oriented. Or if you have that whole list is completed and you've checked those boxes off, once you put a check on it, you know that's been transferred, toss that paper so you don't have an extra paper there, because you have assigned everything on your brain dump to your calendar. So even then, I would just toss that paper away. Everything's in your calendar, so when you've completed that thing, you can highlight it in like your favorite color or something like, you know, green for like money, you know, or whatever. Or put a check next to it. I tend to like to highlight or cross things out. And then make sure you're putting your schedule together so that you are only checking your work messages in the morning and in the evening. I get into the really bad habit of just like around the clock checking my messages, like, hey, I'm at a stoplight, I'm gonna check my work messages. Hey, I'm at the grocery store and a checkout line, I'm gonna check my work messages. Hey, I'm, you know, just dropped my son off at therapy and his therapist isn't out here yet, I'm gonna check my messages. That's a really, really bad habit to get into, because what happens is one of your gals says, hey, do you have any black solid leggings? And I'll say, let me check. And so they're like, great, she's checking. And well, then I don't get back to them for like 5 hours. And they're like, did you get lost? Like, how long? Why did it take you so long to check? Because maybe I was just like, oh yeah, I probably do. And I have all my pictures on my phone, but like maybe the therapist walked out. Oh, and then now it's time to go do my schoolwork. And while I was there, I forgot, oh, now I have to go and do the training at therapy. And then I got to drive home. So all this time has gone by all the while. My client's thinking, what the heck? So make sure that you are very clear with your clients. I will check my messages in the morning and in the evening. I will get back to you in the morning and in the evening. And if it's in the evening, and I will do the same with my team, if it's in the evening and I see that they have asked me a question that I can't get back to that evening, I will say, I will get back to you about that question in the morning. So making sure that you have, so that and then you're adding that to your priority list that night. So if you've already done your schedule for the week, let's say your team member asks you about signing up so 2 girls want to join LuLaRoe together. Well, they need an LLC and they got to do this paperwork and they got to email so-and-so at corporate. So there's some steps to go through, but I've checked it in the evening and I know, you know what, it's 10 o'clock. That's not a question that I can answer right now. So I will tell them, I will get back to you about that in the morning. Then you go to your calendar, you add that to the next day, and that it gets an A priority because that's an important one. So put that as an A priority on your calendar so you know first thing in the morning, that's what I'm going to check, and I'm going to get back to my team member about that. Another really important thing is that you schedule time for yourself. That's another one that I really super struggle with, is scheduling time for myself. I gotta tell you guys, I have 3 children. I homeschool, and one of them has autism, and one of them's 1.5. The other one is in high school. So I homeschool a high schooler, a 12-year-old, and I have a 1.5-year-old, and I run a boutique out of my home. So I'm pretty busy, like most of you guys are. So you can understand why scheduling is so important. You really need to be careful about your schedule, but you also need to be making time for yourself, or you will have major burnout. So yeah, let your customers know your working hours and be responsive to your schedule and be responsible to your schedule, and schedule time for yourself and for your kids. It's super important so that you don't get that burnout. Now, if you're just starting with LuLaRoe and it's just you're just running your own business, it's really going to be more of a part-time job if you are just selling in person. So let's say you have 5 parties a week. Maybe you have 4 parties a week, 2 in person and 2 are online. The online parties take way more time than in-person parties, because you got to take all your pictures and then you got to do all your invoicing and then you got to ship. The in-person parties are the bomb.com. You fill up your car. It takes about 5 hours total. So you fill up your car, you take it, you unload it, you have a fabulous pop-up with your pals, you take it all down, you bring it home, you go play with your babies, okay? But when you're doing an online sale, it's a completely different ballgame. Maybe you're just doing a live sale. So live sales are a little easier because then you're not taking pictures of any inventory, but you still have to do invoicing and shipping. So you still have to put that into your schedule. You know, like, hey, this is going to take me this long to invoice. This is going to take me this long to pack packages. It's going to take me this long to drive to the post office. So you got to kind of put all those things in your schedule. Be really aware of that. So if you are just by yourself doing LuLaRoe by yourself and you're doing 4 to 5 parties a week, you're working about a part-time job. That's if you're doing 4 5-hour parties a week, that's 20 hours. Now, as soon as you start sponsoring and as soon as you have a team, you are now working full-time because you are not only working your business, but now you have a team to take care of. So you're putting in an additional 10 to 15 hours a week just working on your team, answering their questions, training, and then you have all the different trainings that go along with being a team leader. So, you know, that's something to really consider when you're starting with LuLaRoe. Is, do I want to have a team? Do I want this to be my full-time job? You really need to consider, you know, that. And if you don't want to have a team, that's totally fine. But know that if you do, it does become then a full-time job. So you really do need to schedule yourself really, really well. Scheduling is going to be your most important thing as a LuLaRoe consultant because your family and your sanity is really the most important thing. So make sure that you are getting yourself a calendar and getting yourself organized. If you guys have any questions about being a LuLaRoe consultant, about time management, or anything else, please comment below or find me on Facebook at LuLaRoe Liv Heilman. And you guys have a great day. Bye!